Hey guys, this is Caleb with DSLR Video Shooter, and today we are going to take a look at an amazing audio accessory for video shooters. I really do think this little guy right here is one of the best audio purchases for any video shooter out there, and that is the Saramonic Smart Rig Plus. If the name sounds familiar, it's because I did a review and a couple videos on the smaller version of this, which is the non-plus Smart Rig. So you can check those out. I'll have a link in the description. That other unit is $23, but it requires some modification to really get to work well with cameras, or at least an adapter. This guy right here is ready to rock and roll out of the box and has a ton of other features, and this one comes in at $99, so 4 times the cost. I would say more than 4 times the features though. And another reason I've been talking about this is I'm starting another epic camera rig build, if you will, and this is going to be the heart of the audio system on that rig. So stay tuned for that. And something to keep in mind with this video is you're listening to this guy right here, and what this is a preamp with a ton of great features, which we'll get to in a second. So everything you see where I'm doing the talking head stuff, you're listening to a Rode NTG4 going down to the Smart Rig. So and then I'm recording it on a Zoom H1. So really great. Let's just go to the bench and look at the specifics of this awesome little unit. So here is the Saramonic Smart Rig Plus. This thing has a ton of features, and we're going to start with the inputs. On the top of the unit, we have a lot of options for getting microphones and other devices connected to the unit. First and foremost, there are 2 combo XLR jacks. This will allow us to connect XLR devices as well as 1/4-inch devices. If you're using XLR, you do have the option to activate 48 volts, and we'll look at that here in a second. Another cool feature is above those combo XLR jacks, we have 3.5mm inputs, which is great for those wanting to use this with lavalier microphones or something like a Rode VideoMic Pro or any small microphone. I did test how many microphones I could use at the same time, and you can use every single input all at once. That means we can connect up to 4 microphones to this preamp, which is pretty amazing. You just have to keep in mind that this is a 2-channel device. So at the end of the day, you're going to have a left and a right channel. So you're going to need to figure out where all these inputs go in those 2 channels. Conveniently, there's a switch next to the inputs that lets you select stereo or mono. In stereo mode, the unit is just going to take all the different microphones, left and right channel, and turn them into a stereo file. This effectively is going to bake in each of the inputs, so you're not going to really be able to separate and control each microphone level. In mono mode, each channel is separated into left and right, which will allow you to independently control the levels of each channel. So as an example, if you have 2 XLR microphones, in mono mode, you can control them independently. In stereo mode, it's just going to split them into stereo, and you'll just have a stereo image, as you can see here. So we have lots of different options for controlling the inputs, which is really fantastic, and a lot of different devices like this will not let you do that. If we look at the front of the unit, we have 2 really nice knobs for adjusting our levels. Nicely spaced and very smooth. Right below the number 1 and number 2 channel, we have a bunch of switches. The first switch controls the type of output. This preamp will work with phones using a TRRS connector, as well as really any other device using TRS. So next to that first switch, you'll see a small camera icon and a small phone icon. For cameras and really most devices, using the camera setting or TRS is going to be best. But if you want to hook this thing up to your phone or tablet, you can switch it over to the TRRS or that phone icon. The next switch controls power. In its center position, the unit is off. Changing the switch to the left turns on the unit, and changing the switch to the right turns on the unit and activates 48 volts or phantom power. There's a green LED to indicate that the power is on, and a red LED to let us know that 48 volts is on or off. On the bottom of the unit, we have our outputs. There's a built-in cable that can be run to your phone or camera, depending on what mode you're in, and also a headphone jack. Having that headphone jack is going to give you a lot of flexibility and allow you to monitor audio on the unit if your camera does not have a headphone jack, and it'll also give you a second output. So in theory, you could use this preamp with 2 different cameras, send one output through the cable and the other output through the headphone jack. If we flip the unit over and look at the back, we also have some really cool features that aren't always present in these small preamps. First, the unit is powered off of one single 9-volt battery. There are convenient little strap holders if you're going to be using this with some Velcro on a tripod or something like that. And then we also have a female 1/4-20 mounting point, which is really handy and something that's nice to have on a small unit like this. So to wrap things up, wow, is this awesome. I wish this had come out years and years ago. It is just so incredible that we can send a big fat juicy signal over to our camera, be able to control 2 microphones with knobs, be able to hook up to 4 microphones, have a switch to switch between mono and stereo depending on what we're looking for, 48 volts, an output that can go straight to our camera via switching over to the camera mode instead of the phone mode, and of course having all those input options, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter, and XLR. And I brushed over it during the bench section of the video, but this headphone output works absolutely perfectly. So if you have a camera that does not have a headphone jack, this is going to be your ticket to at least hearing something from your microphone. So that does it for this review. Check the description for links to this unit. Hopefully they're back in stock. I picked mine up, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and it's been in and out of stock. So I'll have several different sources that you can check to figure out where you can pick one of these up. And another reason I've been talking about this is I'm starting another epic camera rig build, if you will. And this is going to be the heart of the audio system on that rig. So stay tuned for that, and that's going to be very exciting. Going to be a great unit that you can attach to the rear of any camera. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, please subscribe to make sure you don't miss videos like that coming up in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.